Hey, what's up everybody? Brian with HappyThumbsGaming here, and we are back with Chapter 16, Hillcrest, all collectibles for The Last of Us Part 2. Now, this is an extremely busy level. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it, but before we do, I wanted to remind you that we have sped this video up ever so slightly, and we have removed all non-essential cutscenes and gameplay. That being said, we've actually ditched Dina, spoiler alert, and moved ahead without her, and as soon as we gain control of Ellie, we're going to go ahead and turn around and yeet ourselves into the old puddle, because who doesn't like smashing into a big puddle? Inside the puddle is a nice little truck here. We're going to go ahead and remove the window with a little redecorating and grab the trading card inside. Now, quick reminder, we have quick links down below in the video description if you're in a hurry or looking for a specific item. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and hop into the old store on the left-hand side. It's kind of a brick building, and there are a bunch of pickups. In fact, there are 3 locations that total 18 supplements, which will end up being our #1 supplement pickup. So I try to keep these all together to keep them not confusing. Hopefully, I didn't make it more confusing by doing it this way. All right, after sliding through the back door bathroom here, we're going to go ahead and hop over the fence and keep on with the keeping on down the street to the left. And the next building is going to be some sort of, it's like a cleaners or yeah, it's a cleaners. So we'll drop inside and go ahead and open the door to the back office. And on the old desktop there is artifact #1. Bare your fangs. Arr. I don't know. Sorry. It's been a weird morning. I got to be honest with you. This is like take 8 on audio. I'm not even kidding. It's been a rough day trying to speak. That's right. Easy for me to say, right? All right. Out around across the street, we've got this clothing store. And behind the main counter, there's actually going to be a little hole in the wall. We're going to dip down. As soon as we dip down, we're going to turn right around, and there's a workbench. But before messing with that, we're going to grab a plethora of weapon parts. In fact, 27 altogether. So we got a pile here and a pile there. There's actually one right behind us on the old shelves here. Booyakashow. And there is one more group over in the corner. Nope, not that way, Brian. No, not that way. Closer. Ooh, hot. Booyakashow. All right, so that should account for all 27 parts. Now, there is a 6er sitting right here of supplements. Swoop that up and make your way right over onto the little desk next to it, which has artifact #2. And, of course, before bouncing out of this area, you're going to want to make sure you pay attention to the old workbench. Now, in our case, we actually went ahead and upgraded our sniper rifle here. Now, often I don't include this type of gameplay, but because it was an obvious visual addition here with the sniper scope, we went ahead and opted to include it just so you guys could follow along. You know, some of you might be actually picking up every weapon part and actually buying the weapon upgrades right with us. So to make sure that all the numbers match up and everything, I wanted to make sure that we included that. So, all right, we are officially done messing with our gun. And up the stairs we go. Pound out that door and right back out the front entrance. Now, I was trying to do an example here of what it looks like because you can actually zoom in with this bad boy by pressing down the look down sight, which is L2, and then hitting the X button, which should pop open that scope. All right, we're officially done with this part of the area, so we'll make our way up and over this truck on its side. As soon as we do, we see a nice little scene where these buddies come and do a Brody and take off up the hill, and we make a comment that we've got to hurry up and get to Tommy. Now, we'll drop down and go straight across the street here to this big blue banner that's got some WLF spray paint on it. We'll make a nice journal entry and then immediately take a hard left all the way down the grassy street, kind of back around the corner here to this little drop down. And then we'll use what appears to be like a refrigerator or something to get up to the next level, smash the window out, and inside we go. Now, on the right, there's a drawer that fools me. Fooled you. But there's actually an artifact sitting on the table right there, so we'll swoop that up. Thank you very much. Why is all the paper ripped? Have you guys noticed that? There's like pretty much every piece of paper is a fragment of some sort. All right, in the drawer to the right of that artifact is going to be some supplements. Now, on the desk behind that drawer is also a couple and some shotgun ammo. So pick that up for your shotty. And there is a cheeky trading card in the back hiding inside the boxes. In fact, it's a funny angle. You got to get right up on top of it and look just right in order to see it. There's been a couple of those trading cards that they made pretty hard to find. Good thing they have that scan feature, though. It makes it a little easier. All right, back to where we started in the first building on the left. Around the corner on the desk is going to be artifact #4. And hey, I was wrong. Not all of them are torn into pieces. That one actually just is about 8-hole punched. Not a 3-hole, but an 8-hole. All right, out the back door we go, up over the fence, and instead of heading towards that ladder, which is where the story wants us to go, we're actually going to take a hard right, or a U-turn, if you will, into the old shop here. It's some sort of a diner. We're going to go in through the bathroom and up into the... What is going on here? Why is there so much crap in this ducting here? I mean, there's like apple cores and cans and who knows what kind of fluid that is, but we trudge our way through it, drop down into the kitchen itself, and swoop up for weapon parts. And then, of course, there's some other ammo and stuff here, too, depending on how you've been crafting. You may need some of that. I am all full in my department there. I haven't upgraded Ellie at all, though, and I'm not even really sure what the upgrades are. Am I going to be able to upgrade my backpack? That's a question you guys might even be able to answer for me. So if you know the answer, drop it down below and let me know. All right, we're out of here. We're going to climb up this ladder and upsy-daisy over into... What is this? I do not like this at all. Now, as soon as you drop down, we actually get rushed by a couple of soldiers and a doggo. And there's a terrible edit coming up. Watch this. So as mentioned before, I removed all the non-essential gameplay, including fight scenes. So look at this. I walk up on the right side of the door, and the edit's on the left side. Whoops. Every once in a while I do that. So, all right, we're actually going to duck out the left side after all the bad guys have been removed. And really all we need to know is this red door is the next point of emphasis. So after all the bad guys are gone, I think there's like 7 or 8 guys, including a couple of dogs. Go ahead and take them out and then advance to this red door here. There's a little animation that she goes ahead and locks it and slides something in front to make sure that nobody follows us. And then I walk right by the next set of weapon parts and turn around, and I'm like, wait a minute, they're not there. Yes, they are. No, they're not. Yes, they are, Brian. They're right there. All right, swooped up, and we are ready to keep on with the keeping on. Go into the little courtyard here, up the stairs, up to our left. And once we get up there, we're going to go ahead and actually mess with a dumpster that's going to help us gain access to the next area. But there's some cheeky weapon parts under the dumpster. So we'll go ahead and pull this fence back, which allows that to drop it out. And see, the story wants us to push and go along, but nope, we're going to grab those weapon parts. Thank you. And now we're going to push this bad boy all the way up the street and over just to the left, or to the right side of that garage there. So just up and over. So technically it is the right of, but also the left, depending on how you're looking at it. So anyhow, up we go. And this is kind of a tricky move here. You're going to want to move fast. You got to jump onto the dumpster and then jump over to the left as soon as you get up there, and quickly, because that sucker is rolling down the hill. All right, in the building we go, through the hole in the wall, and immediately we see a workbench right in front of us, so we'll go ahead and approach that. Now, this time, I do not do any upgrading. I simply turn it on and turn it right back off to recognize that we found it. And then I turn hard right. There's a med kit if you need it. But over here, look at this. There's actually a training card in the spokes of the bike. How kind of cool and, I guess, retro is that? We used to do that all the time as kids. Now, before leaving this room, you're going to want to dip into that little copy room on the right, and there's going to be not only an artifact, but a couple of weapon parts as well. In fact, 15 of them. So, all right. So, like I said, there's a handful of craftables and a med kit there. We'll go ahead and swoop those up if you need them, and out the front door we go. Now, here we go. We're going to actually take a hard left and go over to what I believe is the music shop. Maybe a bookstore, perhaps. Either way, we'll go ahead and get inside here. Now, on the left side, on the blue... Is that a newspaper dispenser? I'm not exactly sure what that is, but there is some sublimentage. Make sure you grab those before heading into the back office and grabbing that artifact on the table there. So we're officially all good here. Out the back door and around to the right. Now, this is cheeky. There's a safe inside this door, but there's a handful of infected in there as well. I recommend, this was a fun trick that we found on the internet, taking a couple of Molotovs and pitching them in there is going to do the job just fine. So pull this off. As soon as you move the dumpster, you can hear them inside there. Now, once you open this door, you legit have just about enough time to go ahead and toss that Molotov. You see they all turned and looked at me. Luckily, I had it ready to go. I'm going to throw one more just for good measure to make sure they cannot get out. Now, this was an interesting animation that Naughty Dog chose here with the fire. Now, the fire looks pretty legit. I won't complain or say it looks tacky or anything, but it is a little odd in how it continues to just burn and burn and burn, yet it doesn't hurt us as we walk through it. But anyways, moving right along, we'll go ahead and punch in 30, 82, 65, which will crack open that safe. Inside the safe, we actually get a couple of items, including another holster. So you might have noticed that on the thumbnail of this video, that there was a little notation of that. And Booyakashow, there it is. It is the small, what is it, the small weapon holster, I think is what they call it. I wanted to call it the snub nose holster, but it's not. It's the short gun holster. There we go. So we officially add that to our strap, grab the 9 weapon parts and any other ammo and craftables you might need before moving along. And then we're actually going to go up and through this gross room and open the back door. And on the desk, there's a couple of supplements. In fact, it's a 7-piece. And behind us, it was kind of tricky, a funny angle, if you will. There are 5 weapon parts sitting right there on the drawer. And, of course, there's some shotgun ammo in the drawer. So, got to fill that shotty. I don't know about you, but I actually really enjoy that shotgun. It does work. All right, right outside the fence, there is a white building. We're going to enter through the back door. Giggity. Now, there's some craftables on the shelf there to the right. But most importantly, you want to make note of the supplementage sitting on the front counter there. All right, out we go. Now, fun fact for you guys, we did cut this up into 4 kind of pieces. I'll tell you more about that in a hot second, but basically, we're going to go over here. We make note of where we need to go. There's a nice pathway that takes us up and out of here. But before doing that, we want to head into what appears to be a grocery store on the right-hand side of that moment. Now, down below, there's a couple of shamblers. I'm going to go ahead and use this Molotov theory yet again. Now, you might not get as lucky as me, and the shamblers might not stack up on top of each other, so they might both come from different ways. I use a brick to kind of distract them over to the left here. See how I do this? Watch that. See how I turf that brick? I try it, because there's one on the right and one on the left. Now, once I see him, once I get a visual of said shambler, I'm going to go ahead and turf my first Molotov. Now, these guys are pretty tough. So I do recommend turfing 2 here as well. Now, if you got lots of ammo, that might be a good way to do it. And of course, again, there are 2, so beware. One might come from your right, but I definitely recommend turfing a brick over there to get their attention. Now, as soon as you get them both done we're going to walk in and find 2 piles of 2, totaling 4 weapon parts, which will count for weapon part pickup number 8. I get a little confused on where I'm supposed to go here, and there we go. We found them. All 4 are secure in our pocket now. And now we need to find our way into the bathroom, which was actually to our hard right back there, but I went the long way again. And I'll do that again in a second, I think, on our way out of here. But in the bathroom, on the little baby changing table, which I don't know if I'd recommend eating those or not, but there's another supplement pickup. Now, the next pickup happens to be a training manual. You guys have seen a couple of these along the way. This was one of the more confusing collectibles that Naughty Dog threw at us, as there were some that were... There was actually one rewarded for purchasing the pre-order. But it's also available to find if you didn't. So it was oddly confusing, but they do provide more training manuals than you need for the trophy, so we should be good to go. This is the Precision. Yes, the Precision training manual. So we have, I believe, 3 total already. All right, hop out the window, or yeet yourself out. Yeet. All right, we're out. And we're going to go ahead and turn over to the right, and there's this little shop here. And we're going to bust into this guy, and now more action on our left. Through that crack in the wall, there are 2 bad guys. There's a shambler and a runner, I believe is the other one. You can go ahead and scan and see them there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a trap. As it turns out, I don't have enough for another Molotov. I used 4 this level. I'll have to find some more craftables as I go. But I'm going to lay one of the trap mines here. Now, the reason I do that is because in order to get to the next collectible, you have to smash this window, which makes a ton of noise. I'm not necessarily equipped to fight a shambler and a runner, so I put that trap there, which should do most of the damage to the shambler and take out that runner. Meanwhile, we can grab the artifact and the supplements that are in this back room, but I definitely recommend paying attention to that little hole in the wall, because the shambler will likely have more juice in the tank than just that trap mine took out from him. So you can see it took a few rounds, took him out. Now we are clear. We're going to go actually over through this hole, over to the right side and into what is kind of like a kitchen or a cooking area. And on the wall on the left is going to be our next item of need, which ironically gives us the safe code that we already opened. So good thing for us. We already had that info for you, so now you don't have to double back and go find it. But we got it. And then we're going to actually turn around, and by the microwave sitting here, there are 2 8ers totaling a 16 supplementage. So I get a little confused here. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? It's right in the middle. The only place I didn't look. And look at that, 2 8ers. Thank you very much. All right, I mentioned earlier that we split this up into 4 chunks, right? That is true, and we did that because sometimes it's easy to make a mistake, or if we miss a collectible along the way, rather than having to go back and do the whole thing, we only have to do parts of it. As it turns out, this level totally boned us, though. Make sure you pick up those arrows on the way up the staircase, by the way. But it boned us because every time we'd make a save and get to, like, the next part, we would realize that we didn't have the collectibles from the first part or the previous part. And it did it to us every single time, and I'm not sure why. It was like, why the hell are you even saving this if you're not going to save my progress? Now, oddly enough, it was saving the story progress, but not the collectibles. So beware of that if you are kind of leaving and coming back, and that's mainly why I brought that up, not because I was trying to tell you I'm bad at remembering things. Really, you guys know old man Brian Brain can't hold much capacity these days, so I can only get about, I don't know, 8 to 10 collectibles before I start to melt down, and as you saw, this level has like 38 or 39, so quite a few. All right, take out the few infected that are coming at you and hop over the fence. On the left-hand side, there's a little kind of hangout or play area, and the back side of that is going to be trading card that is good for our health. No, actually, it's good for our collection. We'll go ahead and make our way inside, and on the coffee table here, they're going to find 11 supplements and an artifact as well. Turn around and in towards the kitchen of this house, we're going to find another artifact sitting on some sort of a tabletop here. Looks like there's a sale at Macy's. No, I don't know where that was, but we'll go ahead and I doubt we'll be doing any Christmas shopping anytime soon. All right, grab a few collectibles throughout the kitchen here. As you guys know, I was short a few things, so I'm going to try to get as much as I can, including ammo and health kits. When you're ready to move on, slide through the door, but be ready. There is a buddy in here ready to attack, and this guy is actually pretty gruesome. I recommend having something small like your pistol out, not your rifle, because you won't be able to draw that rifle out and look down sight in time to go ahead and take him down. Sorry that I didn't give you a little warning earlier, but that is how it goes. So get inside there. I didn't really want to spoil it for you either. It's kind of a little bit of a jump scare. Once you take him down, though, he does reveal that he has a bow. We'll swoop that up, and that'll go real nice with those arrows that we picked up on the stair behind us. Now, right to the right of us, now, depending on where you take him down, it might not be in the same spot, but there is a spot for some weapon parts there. We want to make sure you grab those before keeping on with the keeping on. A little bit of ammo on the back shelves and in the drawer here, as well as a couple of collectibles, or craftables, I should say. Bad word, Brian, bad word. Craftables, not collectibles. All right, opens the door by pulling the hatch up top. Now, that hatch won't be there until you pick up that bow. Now, you get a little target practice with some dummies out back, and it does warn us that a headshot does not allow you to retrieve your arrow. Arrows do more damage when the bow is fully drawn, too, so make sure you do that. Grab all the arrows from all the dummies. Even if you didn't shoot at them, there should be an arrow or two there for you. And we'll go ahead and drop down. As soon as we get over the fence here, we get to some tall grass. We realize there's a bunch of bad guys. Now, as you guys remember, we have removed all non-essential cutscenes, including the fights. So I went ahead and did a nice edit after I went and took all the bad guys out for you. Keep in mind there are probably 2, maybe 3 dogs in this upper section here, and about 7 to 10 guys. I should have done a better job of counting them for you, but just know that there's lots of bad guys. And once the music slows down, you should be good to go. Once you do that, you're going to head all the way up to the top of the street and head to the house on the right. We're going to go up the stairs outside and into the back area here. And in this middle bedroom, under the bed, is trading card number 5. So that might have been a little confusing to keep up with, but it should be easy. Just get upstairs and get into the bedroom, look under the bed, and you should find it. Now, in that same bedroom, there's a bathroom attached to it. We're going to go ahead and grab the supplements and all other craftables located nearby. Now, I got fooled again by the drawer. I hate that they have all these drawers that have nothing in them. Like, you should have just left. I get it, though. They want you to search. For those of you who are not watching videos or looking at a guide that knows exactly where everything is, it does add that extra kind of huntability factor. Whoa, what's that next step? It's a doozy. All right, drop down on that same house and make your way into the garage. Now, there's multiple ways to get here. You don't have to yeet yourself off the back porch, but I did drop down, grab them weapon parts, and we are officially good to go from this house. In fact, there are only 2 more pickups. As we continue, we actually find ourselves running by a gazebo. Some overgrown grass. There are some more guys out here. In fact, I think it's a doggo. I think I got one more dog after me. Anyways, we're going to go by this gazebo into this little greenhouse here. It's not really a greenhouse. It's more of a garage to a neighboring house. Inside on the left, there is some weapon parts. Make sure you grab those before you slide down this slide, as you will not be able to come back. This is a point of no return. And as soon as you get to the bottom here, guess what? More bad guys, which means one more edit. So those guys are all gone as soon as the coast is clear. So here, wait, I'm going to grab a couple items here. Swoop that up. We're going to head through this house over to the left-hand side of it and out this window. And then we're going to find more bad guys again. So we edited those out. And then immediately turn right and hop into this kind of open garage. There's some ammo and the final pieces of weapon parts. Wow, that was a crazy level, you guys. I can't even stress how hard it was for me to spit these words out to begin with. I don't know why I couldn't talk this morning, but I couldn't. This was take 8. I got it done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I made sense. Hopefully you got all the collectibles. High five if you did. As for me, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time.